It's our new kangaroo pouch. We are going to the grocery store. Oh, was that a hiccup? Oh, that was a burp. Ooh. And my seatbelt.
Thank you so much.
Gypsy Rose cut her hair today, and I believe the reason why she did it is because it came out that she is a child predator.
Okay, so I'm at the salon right now, and I am about to do something drastic and different with my hair. So I think I want to go shorter.
And did she ever? This is Gypsy's new haircut. She chopped it into a really short bob, and I absolutely think it looks fantastic on her.
I'm just like you, Barb, you're just like me. There's somewhere else we'd rather be. Somewhere that's ours, somewhere the dreams come true. Yes, I am a girl like you. You'd never think that it was so. But now I've met you and I know it's plain as day, sure as the sky is blue, that I am a girl like you.
Ryan Anderson went live tonight, and he still claims that Gypsy Rose's family is keeping her from him. He also said that Gypsy was pushed and dragged out of their marriage.
Guys, all I know is I did deserve better, and she was right in that interview. She did give up on her marriage too soon. She did. And she was pushed. Honest to God, she was pushed. She was pushed and dragged and, see, watch the clip again of her packing up and leaving, Christy is sitting there constantly going, hurry up, hurry up, hurry up, hurry up, hurry up, hurry up, hurry up before he gets back, hurry up, hurry up. And they've kept her from me. That's the truth, guys. It's what it is. I mean, it's true.
Is it me, or is this just getting old at this point?
Gypsy Rose Blanchard's story just took another hit, this time from someone who actually served time alongside her. Nadatha Walker, a former inmate at the same facility, isn't just calling Gypsy out. She's putting her on blast for what she claims are outright lies. And she didn't stop at words. She went straight to the source, dialing up Chillicothe Correctional Center to fact-check Gypsy's claims on record. So what did she find? Let's just say Gypsy's version of events isn't holding up. It all started when Gypsy claimed she was denied mental health support in prison, a claim that didn't sit right with Nadatha. Instead of letting it slide, she took matters into her own hands, picking up the phone and going straight to the facility's mental health department. When she pressed for a direct answer, do inmates have access to therapy and mental health services? The reply came without hesitation. Absolutely. No restrictions, no exceptions. The kind of definitive statement that leaves no room for doubt, but also raises eyebrows. After all, in a system often criticized for its gaps and shortcomings, such a sweeping assurance feels almost too good to be true. Could this be a turning point, or just another polished soundbite in a long history of promises? One thing's for sure, it's a claim that demands a closer look. Absolutely no restrictions on therapy for inmates. Sounds like they've got more access to self-care than I do after a week of binge-watching true crime documentaries. But here's the real tea. Stick around until the very end of this video, because we've got some jaw-dropping details you won't want to miss. And while you're here, do yourself a favor. Hit that subscribe button and turn on post notifications. Trust me, you'll want to be the first to know when we drop the next bombshell.
So stop feeling sorry for somebody who went to DOC and refused to do therapy. You can't reform services that you don't even know anything about it. I mean, you made up a scale from 1 to 5. Is 5 just your MO? That's just where you go? You know what I'm saying? I was on the phone for 5 hours with Ken, so I know he wasn't, the scale was from 1 to 5. What's up with you and 5s? Just a good number to use in your lies, I guess. If you don't know the specifics about what we're trying to change in the system, and you're just out here pretending and making things up, you're actually setting us back, because we could have somebody that's in your spot right now talking about the things that are actually going on and in depth and in detail and being more specific and being put in the right rooms with the right people to actually make a change and make a difference. And you're actually harming the cause, not helping the cause. So either educate yourself, start getting plugged in with advocacy groups, know what you're talking about, or kindly sit down and shut up and stop lying. But like I said, I'm not done.
Nadatha wasn't just looking for a simple yes or no answer. She wanted details. She specifically asked whether mental health services were only for those with severe conditions, or if they were available to anyone who felt they needed them. The answer couldn't have been clearer. Every inmate, no matter their mental health classification or score, had the right to request therapy directly through the health services office. This policy, while seemingly straightforward, opens up a deeper conversation about accessibility, mental health support, and the realities of life behind bars. But the question remains, how effective is this system in practice, and what challenges do inmates face when seeking the help they need? Nadatha wasn't about to let the conversation end there. With the tenacity of a journalist who knows there's more to uncover, she pushed harder, asking the burning question, have inmates ever been turned away or denied access to therapy? The response was immediate and unequivocal. Absolutely not. But was that the whole story, or just the tip of the iceberg? Stay tuned, because this revelation is about to take a dramatic turn.
Mental health?
Hi, yes, I had some questions for you if you don't mind.
Okay.
How does the system work there? I have just some questions about it. Now anyone can attend mental health services, correct?
Correct.
Okay. And so there's nothing that, like, how do I say this? What about trauma? If they have trauma, all they have to do is drop a HSR to
Yep.
mental health, and everybody qualifies and can get a one-on-one counselor or therapist.
Yeah, as long as you drop if you're not an MH3, you have to just drop an HSR each time you want to see a counselor.
Okay, but nobody's denied, correct?
Correct.
Okay. So that's just my question. I've been there before, actually, and I know this to be true.
1 minute, Gypsy Rose Blanchard was telling the world she didn't need therapy in prison. Now she claims she was denied access to mental health care altogether. So, which is it? Because according to official records, therapy was available to any inmate who requested it. Other prisoners confirmed they had no issues accessing these resources, and Gypsy herself never complained about being denied therapy, until now. This sudden shift in her story raises serious questions about whether she's rewriting her past for sympathy, credibility, or just another PR move. This isn't the first time Gypsy's narrative has conveniently evolved to fit the moment. Let's not forget, this is the same woman who had the world convinced she was gravely ill, only for the truth to unravel in one of the most shocking cases of deception ever. Now, as she steps into the advocacy world, people are starting to notice a pattern. Gypsy picks and chooses which parts of her story to highlight, depending on what benefits her at the time. Behind bars, she boldly declared therapy wasn't on her agenda. Her sights were set on earning her GED, and that was that. But fast forward to today, and her tune has shifted dramatically. Now, she's pointing fingers at the system, claiming it failed her by denying access to crucial mental health resources.
When you do come in and you do your original your intake, basically, you're receiving a diagnostics. They do all these exams, medical exams. Are you a 1 to 3, like, level of severity? All right. So if you are not like schizophrenic or like you can't take care of yourself, basically, dang near, then, you're not a level 3. Level 3 is for people that are kind of a little bit incompetent. Or, they hear voices, they need a higher level of care. Nick would actually probably be a level 3 mental health. It just means they want to see you right away, okay? And to know to keep a better eye on you. But nobody is turned away from having a therapist, one-on-one therapy, mental health services, trauma counseling. It's available to all, and it does not go based on your mental health score.
So, what's behind this stark change of heart? Was it a moment of clarity, a deeper understanding of her struggles, or something else entirely? One thing's for sure, this twist has everyone talking, and the details are juicier than you might expect. Let's break it down. even her former prison best friend Rachel is starting to see through the cracks. Rachel, who once stood by Gypsy's side both inside and outside of prison, has recently spoken out with some eye-opening insights. She and Gypsy met in 2016 while incarcerated and remained close even after Rachel was released. She was one of Gypsy's biggest supporters, helping build advocacy platforms in her name while Gypsy was still serving time. Gypsy Rose Blanchard and Rachel were once inseparable, their bond so tight that Gypsy even took on the role of godmother to Rachel's children. But fast forward to today, and Rachel's tune has changed dramatically. In a shocking twist, she's now casting doubt on Gypsy's carefully crafted prison narrative, suggesting there's more to the story than meets the eye. Could the internet's most talked about redemption arc be built on shaky ground? Rachel's revelations are about to turn everything we thought we knew upside down. So, what's really going on here? Is Gypsy genuinely passionate about prison reform, or is this just another convenient way to keep the spotlight on herself? As more people start questioning her motives, one thing is clear: Gypsy knows how to tell a compelling story. The real question is, how much of it is actually true?
Gypsy Rose Blanchard's ex-best friend and prison mate, Rachel Garlick, is spilling more tea. Now, if you don't know who Rachel is, I will tag her down below. Shortly after Gypsy's release, Rachel started speaking out after Gypsy basically used her and then tossed her to the side after she got out. Rachel just posted a new video about how Gypsy lied to Kim Kardashian when she met up with her. Let's watch.
Somebody sent me a clip of Gypsy talking to Kim Kardashian, and this is for you, Kim. Gypsy lied straight to your face. Straight to your face. Because all you got to do is fly a kite and you can go to mental health. I did it, and just for being afraid of mustard. She told me she did not need help. That she's fine. That's not true. At all. You can get help in prison. And especially the prison that we went to, because I'm doing good. I took prison for what it was, and I did good. It teaches you stability. She even got in trouble for tricking men while she was there.
Rachel, who had spent years fiercely defending Gypsy, suddenly found herself cut off. No explanation, no warning, just discarded like she never mattered. At first, Rachel chose silence. She had been one of Gypsy's biggest supporters, working behind the scenes to help clean up her public image. But then, she saw something that changed everything. Gypsy, sitting across from Kim Kardashian, pushing a false narrative about prison reform, claiming she was a victim of a broken system. That was the final straw. Rachel knew firsthand that mental health services were readily available in prison. She had used them herself. In fact, therapy was so accessible that she even got counseling for something as trivial as a fear of mustard. If something as seemingly small as that could be resolved so easily, it begs the question, why didn't Gypsy, who has openly shared stories of enduring unimaginable trauma, seek out the same resources? Was it a matter of access, awareness, or something else entirely? Or perhaps, did she simply make the choice not to? The answer might not be as straightforward as it seems, and that's where the real intrigue begins.
So Rachel is on TikTok. I will tag her. But she and Gypsy met when Rachel was incarcerated with her. This was in 2016. They became really good friends. When Rachel got out, Gypsy asked her to make a TikTok account so that Gypsy could communicate with her supporters. So Rachel would do like Q&As with Gypsy, where supporters would ask questions. She would send the questions to Gypsy, and then Gypsy would respond, and Rachel would post those in videos. She also shared some pictures back when Gypsy and Ryan were first in their relationship. When Rachel was out on parole, she tried to go visit Gypsy, but her request to see her got denied. So instead, Rachel allowed her husband and children to go visit Gypsy while she was still incarcerated so that she still felt support. And Rachel's children were actually Gypsy's godchildren. Rachel stopped posting because Gypsy asked her to. Gypsy allegedly said followers and supporters don't really matter because when she gets out of prison, it's going to be all about making money. Now, allegedly, these supporters were also writing to the parole board in support of Gypsy getting parole. And Gypsy was also getting donations from supporters for Rachel, right? Rachel, excited she was for doing how she was like going on. She was invited, Gypsy was smart, and then all of a sudden was uninvited.
And that was what enraged Rachel the most. Not just the lie, but the calculated manipulation. Gypsy wasn't denied therapy. Rachel had witnessed her make choices, had shared conversations with her, had seen the truth up close. For Rachel, A key figure in Gypsy's tumultuous past, watching the world embrace this rewritten history was too much to bear. The truth, she knew, was far more complicated and far darker than the version being sold. With the public hanging on Gypsy's every word, Rachel decided it was time to break her silence and pull back the curtain on the story everyone thought they knew.
So I keep getting asked how I know Gypsy. We were in the same county jail together in Springfield, and I had read about her in the paper, and we just so happened to be on the same prison bus together. And I told her I wasn't right that I knew who she was and that she didn't know who I was. So she offered, kind of like in Forrest Gump, she's like, you can sit here if you want to. So we rode together to prison, and I got car sick, so she offered me her shoulder, so I slept on her shoulder. And then we spent like the next 5 months just getting to know each other, and we just kept in contact. I named my daughter after her. My brother was murdered a month before I got out, and if I wouldn't have had my friend, I probably wouldn't have came out a better person. She encouraged me to do better, and that's kind of how we know each other.
For Rachel, this isn't just about being discarded as a friend. It's about Gypsy using a cause that thousands of people dedicate their lives to. Real prison reform work isn't just about talking in interviews, it's about action. It's about working with organizations, attending meetings, writing policies, and actually helping incarcerated people. From launching buzzy makeup collaborations to flaunting her new public persona, Gypsy isn't just living her life. She's monetizing it. But as the world watches her rise to fame, one question lingers. Is this a story of redemption, reinvention, or something far more complicated? Buckle up, because this is one wild ride you won't want to miss. So where's the activism? Where are the reforms she claims to be passionate about? That's exactly what Rachel and others are demanding to know. What organizations is Gypsy a part of? What policies has she helped write? What meetings has she attended? Where is she volunteering? The answer? Nowhere. And that's exactly why Rachel is speaking out. With a fierce determination to uphold the integrity of real prison reform, this advocate is calling out the smoke and mirrors surrounding Gypsy's rise to fame. As the spotlight intensifies, the question looms. Will Gypsy's narrative serve as a catalyst for meaningful change, or will it be reduced to just another sensationalized spectacle? The battle for authenticity in the fight for justice is heating up, and the stakes have never been higher. Because true advocacy isn't about standing next to high-profile figures for photo ops or throwing around buzzwords in interviews. It's about putting in the work when the cameras aren't rolling. It's about sitting in on meetings, drafting policies, and working with people who have actually lived through the broken system. And that's the issue. Gypsy hasn't done any of that. Is she truly committed to the cause, or is this just another celebrity-driven PR spectacle? While her name has become synonymous with prison reform advocacy, critics are raising eyebrows, questioning whether she's put in the real work behind the scenes. Has she sat down with legislators to push for tangible policy changes? Has she engaged in meaningful, behind-closed-doors discussions about dismantling systemic issues? Or is she simply riding the wave of a trending social justice movement to polish her public image? The stakes are high, and the world is watching to see if her actions will match her rhetoric. Rachel is convinced it's all a facade, and she's not alone. More and more people in the advocacy space are starting to question Gypsy's motives. If she was truly invested in reform, she'd be aligning herself with real organizations, working with formerly incarcerated individuals, and actually putting in effort. Instead, everything points to her using this cause as a stepping stone to maintain her status and credibility. This isn't just about Gypsy Rose Blanchard's personal brand or her newfound fame. It's about something far bigger. At its core, this story forces us to confront the harsh realities of a broken system, the lives it impacts, and the urgent need for reform. It's a chilling reminder that behind the headlines and viral moments are real people, real consequences, and a society that can't afford to look away. Gypsy has built her entire public image on carefully crafted narratives, always shifting her story to fit whatever benefits her most. But this time, the facts are working against her. Mental health services were available to her in prison. She just didn't use them. And now she's trying to rewrite history to boost her public image. But Rachel isn't having it. She's drawing a line in the sand, and she's not backing down. With fire in her voice and determination in her stance, she's declared this battle far from over. Gypsy Rose Blanchard may have captured the world's attention, but one woman is refusing to let her story overshadow the real advocates fighting for justice. Armed with receipts and a relentless drive, she's vowing to expose the truth piece by piece until Gypsy is held accountable. This isn't just a call-out, it's a full-blown reckoning, and she's ready to take it all the way. The question is Gypsy ready for what's coming? Or will Rachel and others shut it down before she can profit off of it? Will people see through the deception? Or will Gypsy continue to capitalize on her past to stay in the spotlight? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. And don't forget to like and subscribe to stay updated. Because trust me, this story is far from over.
People have had a lot to say about her newest haircut, especially because Gypsy has always made it such a big deal about having her hair cut for her as a young kid. Similar to how she blamed her mother for the whole Disney princess obsession that she had, saying she didn't want to be obsessed with Disney and princesses, but goes and names her daughter after Sleeping Beauty, Aurora. So, I don't know. Now we've got Gypsy Rose Blanchard looking exactly like Casey Anthony, which is, quite an interesting turn of events. We know Gypsy has always said in the past how she hated how her mother forced her to have short hair all the time, and she's given multiple different reasons why her mother made her do that. It's kind of pointing that maybe Gypsy herself likes the short hair look. And I don't know if you guys remember or not, but whenever Gypsy and Ken broke up the first time, whenever they were engaged years ago, Gypsy said that she tried to get Ken back by chopping her hair off and doing all sorts of interesting acts in order to get his attention back to her. So I'm wondering if maybe something has happened and Gypsy is reacting by chopping off her hair, or maybe she was just ready for a new mama look.
Nina is reporting on yet another shocking development, and this one is raising serious questions. Gypsy Rose Blanchard recently cut her hair, but many believe this isn't just about switching up her look. It's a calculated move to shift public perception. This comes just days after explosive allegations resurfaced, accusing her of allegedly being a child predator. 2 days prior, an incident report surfaced detailing disturbing claims. According to the report, Gypsy was caught on video stating that when her future daughter turned 13, her father was supposed to take, well, you know what, because as she allegedly put it, he was the master of the house and had to be the first. The details are beyond unsettling, and now, mere days later, she was seen taking her audience along for a salon visit, showcasing a dramatic haircut. As she revealed her transformation, some couldn't help but question the timing. Her stylist, who willingly participated in the makeover, seemingly had no issue supporting someone with such alarming accusations tied to her name.
Gypsy Rose cut her hair today, and I believe the reason why she did it is because it came out that she is a child predator. My video 2 days ago showed you guys the incident report of her offering up her future daughter to a grown man. The incident report says that Gypsy in a video stated that when her daughter turned 13 years of age, that was when her father was to take you-know-what from her. The reason why he would do that is because he is the master of the house and he needed to be the first one to take it. Keep in mind, this came out 2 days ago. Gypsy took us to the salon with her to show us her haircut. Now, this is her stating that this is what her hair looks like right now, and she's getting ready to change up her hair and come with her. Now, obviously, this is the stylist that is willing to support a woman that would offer up her child, so it seems like more of these people are, you know what, than others. But here she goes. She's getting her hair cut off, and she's showing us the whole process. And I believe this is a PR stunt because appearance is everything, right? Everything, we're visual people. So when we see someone with a shorter mom cut that tries to kind of like change their image, we subconsciously view the person differently. And that is the purpose of this haircut, is to basically throw the public off and say, oh, look, she's looking like a mom. She's looking older. She's looking more mature, like she's changing.
Many are speculating that this makeover is more than just a change in hairstyle. It's a PR strategy. Public perception is often influenced by appearance, and this sudden shift to a shorter, more mature mom haircut is being viewed as an attempt to present herself as older, wiser, and changed. However, critics argue that individuals with such alleged inclinations do not simply change. Whether the incident report originated in 2015 or yesterday, they believe it reflects a fundamental part of who she is. Adding to the skepticism, Gypsy has repeatedly claimed she was denied therapy while incarcerated, but those statements have since been debunked. Sources confirm that therapy was in fact available to all inmates at Chillicothe, directly contradicting her narrative. No haircut can erase the past, and many remain unconvinced by this sudden image shift. While Gypsy Rose Blanchard may be trying to reshape how the public sees her, the allegations remain, and as critics are quick to point out, the truth cannot be cut away.
People that are chomos, they do not change. That is a mental disorder. That is not someone that is going to change and not be like that. That is who she is. And whether that was a police report or incident report from 2015, that is the core of who she is. And at 23 years old, she was ready to offer up her daughter, and nothing's changed about her since. In fact, she was the one who denied therapy in prison and has been out here lying and saying that she wasn't even offered that. They wouldn't give it to her. She didn't qualify, which has been proven to be all lies because someone called Chillicothe and asked all those questions, and someone that was actually there with her just to verify, because she knew when she was there, everyone was able to get therapy. Gypsy Rose Blanchard, you can cut your hair all you want, but you are still a chomo.
So, remember that wild rumor from last fall that Gypsy Rose was about to drop her own makeup line? Yeah, that one. It came just a couple of months after she went live with Jeffree Star and shared those viral bathroom makeup tutorials. Everyone was super excited, thinking this would be her big beauty moment. But here's the twist. Gypsy didn't exactly get the support she probably expected from Jeffree himself. In fact, it seemed like there was a little radio silence on his end, which had fans scratching their heads. But don't worry, there's a much more entertaining part of this story that fans can't stop talking about. The fan-made makeup line names that popped up on Reddit. When the rumor first hit, Reddit users went absolutely wild, coming up with the funniest and kind of genius makeup product names for Gypsy's potential line. And let's be real, some of these names were way more creative than anything Gypsy could have thought up on her own. First, you've got classics like I Want a Lawyer Liner, which, if you know Gypsy's story, makes total sense. Then there's Greyhound Grape, because why not? And Golf Cart Green for that fun, vibrant vibe. But wait, there's more. How about Shaky Baby Shimmer Cowboy Ken? This one's an iridescent eyeshadow that looks like a rainbow in certain lighting. And my personal favorite, the D is Fire Lip Plumper. Yeah, the fans were on fire with these names. And that's just the tip of the iceberg. Seriously, if you search Gypsy Rose makeup line on Reddit, you'll find a treasure trove of other hilarious suggestions, like Panini Pressed Powder, Malinga Mascara, and Chad Chapstick. I mean, come on, people were out here getting way too creative with it. These names totally had the potential to steal the spotlight from whatever Gypsy was cooking up, if she was even cooking up anything. Fast forward to Gypsy's recent makeup haul with her makeup artist, and honestly, it kind of reminded me of those fan suggestions. Maybe it's not the full-fledged makeup line that we were hoping for, but hey, it's still something. Shout out to Reddit users like Sir, I Need a Lawyer, Dear What the Heck, Crown Apple Cutie, and Metal Pristine 1216 for getting the party started with those epic product names.
Gypsy Rose and her makeup line. So last fall, there was a rumor that Gypsy Rose was going to start her own makeup line. This was a couple of months after her live stream with Jeffree Star. This was also during the time she was doing all of the bathroom makeup tutorials. However, she did not receive the level of support she expected from the makeup mogul. Jeffree Star had even made a few comments. People took to Reddit to suggest some names for her potential products, and they're very good. First, we have I Want a Lawyer Liner, Greyhound Gray, Golf Cart Green, Contour, Shaky Baby Shimmer, Cowboy Ken, which is an iridescent eyeshadow that in some lighting turns like a rainbow, Panini Pressed Powder, Malinga Mascara, the D is Fire Lip Plumper, Chad Chapstick. Those are just a few of them. If you go on Reddit and search Gypsy Rose's makeup line, there are a lot more. So Gypsy's recent makeup haul with her makeup artist reminded me of this. Thank you to Sir, I Need a Lawyer, Dear What the Heck, Crown Apple Cutie, Metal Pristine 1216, Carrie Lee 123, and Living Confidence 78.
So will Gypsy ever launch that makeup line? Who knows, but let's be real. Those Reddit names might be the real product line we never knew we needed. What do you think? If Gypsy did end up launching something, what would you name a product from her line? Drop your ideas in the comments below and make sure to hit that subscribe button for more gossip and updates.